Welcome to Calm English Learning. In this video, you will learn English through a simple story using easy words and clear sentences. Let's begin. Ethan arrived in the city early in the morning. The sky was clear and the air felt fresh. He carried a small suitcase, a backpack, and a notebook. The city looked busy. People walked quickly. Cars moved fast. The buildings were tall. Everything was new. Ethan had never been here before. He had moved for a new job. He felt excited, but he also felt nervous. He was not sure if he could manage everything. He had lived in a small town all his life. This city was different. It was loud and crowded. He felt small. He walked out of the train station and looked around. There were many signs in English. He understood some words, but not all. He took a deep breath and decided to start walking. He needed to find his apartment. Ethan opened his phone and checked the address. The apartment was not far. He started walking. After a few minutes, he saw a small coffee shop. The smell of coffee was strong. He felt tired and decided to stop for a break. He entered the coffee shop. The place was clean and calm. There were few people sitting and working on their laptops. A woman behind the counter smiled at him. "Hello," she said. "How can I help you?" Ethan smiled back. "Hello. I would like a coffee, please." "Sure. What kind of coffee do you want?" she asked. Ethan looked at the menu. There were many options. He felt confused. "Just a simple coffee," he said. The woman nodded. "Okay, one black coffee. Anything else?" "No, thank you," Ethan replied. He paid and sat near the window. He looked outside. The city was moving fast. He felt a little lost, but he also felt excited. He opened his notebook and wrote down a few words in English. He wanted to improve his English and his life in the city. After a few minutes, he finished his coffee. He thanked the woman and left the coffee shop. He continued walking to his apartment. The apartment was on the 4th floor. The building was old but clean. Ethan entered the apartment. It was small but comfortable. There was a bed, a table, a small kitchen, and a window. He placed a suitcase on the bed and sat down. He felt tired. He looked at the window and saw the busy street below. He realized he was alone in a new city. He felt a little scared, but he also felt brave. He had made a decision. He had chosen a new life. Ethan opened his notebook again. He wrote down a goal: learn English, make friends, build a new life. He wrote it clearly. He wanted to remember it every day. He looked at his phone and saw a message from his mother. "Ethan, how are you? Are you okay?" Ethan smiled. He typed a message. "I am fine, Mom. The city is big. I am nervous, but I am okay. I will call you later." He sent a message and felt a little better. He was not alone. His family was with him in his heart. Ethan decided to go outside again. He needed to buy some food. He walked down the stairs and stepped into the street. The city was alive. People were walking, talking, and laughing. Ethan felt the energy. He found a small grocery store. He entered and looked at the shelves. There were many products. He felt confused again. He needed to buy simple food. He picked bread, milk, eggs, and some fruits. He walked to the counter and paid. The cashier smiled. "Have a good day," she said. "Thank you," Ethan replied. He walked back to his apartment with the grocery bag. He felt proud. He had done his first task in the city. He had survived the day. That night, Ethan cooked a simple meal. He ate quietly and watched the city lights through the window. He felt calm. He knew the city was not easy, but he believed he could learn. He opened his notebook again. He wrote a new sentence. "Today was my first day. I survived. Tomorrow will be better." He closed the notebook and went to sleep. Ethan woke up early the next morning. The city sounded loud outside. Cars honked. People talked. The The city was already moving. Ethan felt a little tired, but he felt excited too. He opened his notebook and read the sentence he wrote last night. Today was my first day. I survived. Tomorrow will be better. He smiled. He felt proud. He knew he needed to improve his English. He also knew he needed friends. A new city was not easy, but he wanted to try. He prepared a simple breakfast. He made eggs and toast. He drank some tea. Then he decided to explore the building. He wanted to meet someone. He wanted to feel connected. Ethan walked down the hallway. He saw many doors. Each door had a number. He stopped near one door and listened. He heard music. The music sounded calm and happy. He knocked gently on the door. A man opened the door. He was in his late 20s. He had a friendly face. He smiled at Ethan. "Hi," the man said. "Are you new here?" Ethan nodded. "Yes, I moved yesterday." The man smiled wider. "Welcome. I am Daniel. I live next door." Ethan felt relieved. "I am Ethan." Daniel stepped out of the apartment and introduced himself. "If you need anything, just ask. I can help you." Ethan felt grateful. "Thank you. That is very kind." Daniel looked at Ethan's bag. "Did you buy groceries already?" Ethan nodded. "Yes, I bought some food." Daniel laughed. "Good. You're doing well. I can show you the nearest market, if you want." Ethan felt happy. "Yes, please. That would be great." They walked together outside. The sun was shining. The city looked different in the daylight. Ethan felt more confident. Daniel walked with a calm and easy pace. He spoke slowly, and Ethan understood him well. "So, what do you do?" Daniel asked. Ethan answered, "I got a new job here. I will start next week." "That's great," Daniel said. "What kind of job?" "I will work in an office," Ethan replied. "I will do simple tasks. I need to learn many things." Daniel nodded. "You will do fine. Just stay calm. You will learn fast." They reached the market. It was busy. People were shopping. There were many shops. Ethan felt a little nervous again, but Daniel was beside him. He felt safe. Daniel showed him where to buy vegetables and fruits. He explained the prices and the names of the products. Ethan listened carefully. He tried to remember the English words. After shopping, they returned to the building. Ethan thanked Daniel again. "You are a good neighbor," Ethan said. Daniel smiled. "We are neighbors. We should help each other." Ethan felt warm inside. He had met a friendly person. He realized that the city was not only busy and loud, it also had kind people. That evening, Ethan sat in his apartment and wrote in his notebook, "Today I met my neighbor. His name is Daniel. He helped me. I feel better. I feel less lonely." Ethan felt happy. He knew he needed more practice. He needed to speak more. He needed to learn more English. The next day, Daniel invited Ethan to a small gathering in the building. Some neighbors were meeting in the lobby. They were having tea and snacks. Ethan felt nervous, but he decided to go. When he entered the lobby, he saw a group of people. They looked friendly. Daniel introduced Ethan to everyone. "This is Ethan," Daniel said. "He is new here." A woman smiled and said, "Welcome, Ethan." A young man said, "Nice to meet you." Ethan smiled and said, "Nice to meet you too." They offered him tea. Ethan accepted. The tea tasted good. They talked about simple things. They asked him about his job. They asked him about his hometown. Ethan answered with simple sentences. He spoke slowly. Everyone listened kindly. No one laughed at him. They were patient. Ethan realized something important. People are not judging him. They want to be friendly. They want to help. He felt more confident. That night, Ethan wrote a new sentence in his notebook. "Today I met more people. I spoke English. I was not afraid. I am improving. He closed his notebook and went to sleep. Ethan woke up feeling good. He remembered the friendly faces from last night. He felt like the city was not so scary anymore. He felt like he belonged a little bit. He had one important task today. His new job would start soon. He needed to prepare. He needed to be ready. He needed to be confident. Ethan took a shower and dressed quickly. He sat at his small table and opened his notebook. He wrote a simple sentence. Today I will prepare for my job. He read the sentence again. He wanted to believe it. He had a plan. He would learn the names of common office items. He would learn simple office phrases. He wanted to speak with confidence. He opened his laptop and searched for office vocabulary. He wrote down the words: computer, keyboard, mouse, printer, desk, chair, notebook, email, meeting, report. He repeated each word out loud. He practiced pronunciation. He practiced slowly. Then he practiced common office sentences. I need to send an email. I need to print a document. I have a meeting today. I need to finish the report. Can you help me, please? He practiced again and again. After practicing, Ethan felt ready. He felt confident. He left the apartment and walked to the office. The building was tall and modern. It looked impressive. Ethan felt nervous again, but he kept walking. At the entrance, a security guard smiled at him. "Hello," the guard said. "Welcome." Ethan smiled back. "Hello, I am Ethan. I am here for a job." The guard nodded. "Okay, please wait. Someone will come and help you." Ethan waited in the lobby. The lobby was clean and quiet. There were a few people sitting and reading. Ethan looked at his phone. He tried to calm his nerves. After a few minutes, a woman came to him. "Ethan?" she asked. "Yes," Ethan replied. "I am Sarah," she said. "I will be your supervisor. Welcome to the team." Ethan felt relieved. He shook her hand. "Thank you," he said. Sarah smiled. "Let's go. I will show you your desk." They walked to the office area. The office was busy. People were working. Some were talking. Some were typing. The atmosphere was serious, but calm. Sarah showed Ethan his desk. "This is your desk," she said. "You can keep your things here." Ethan nodded. "Thank you." Sarah continued. "Today, we will start with basic tasks. Don't worry. You will learn quickly." Ethan felt better. He liked Sarah's calm voice. Sarah introduced Ethan to a colleague named Maria. "Maria, this is Ethan. He is new." Maria smiled. "Hi, Ethan. Nice to meet you." Ethan replied, "Nice to meet you too." Maria was friendly. She explained the tasks in simple words. She showed Ethan how to use a computer system. She showed him how to send emails. Ethan listened carefully. He asked questions when he did not understand. "Can you show me again?" he asked. Maria nodded. "Of course." Ethan felt grateful. He realized that asking questions was not a weakness. It was a way to learn. After a few hours, Ethan was doing tasks by himself. He was still slow, but he was learning. Then a problem happened. Ethan received an email from a client. The email was written in fast English. Ethan could not understand everything. He felt confused and nervous. He read the email again and again. He tried to understand the meaning. He tried to translate the words in his head. But the email was long. He felt pressure. He looked at Maria and said, "I don't understand this email." Maria looked at the email and smiled. "No problem. Let's read it together." They read the email slowly. Maria explained the meaning in simple words. "The client needs a report by tomorrow," she said. "They want the data in this format." Ethan listened carefully. He felt relieved. He understood the task now. Maria said, "You can do this. Just follow the steps." Ethan nodded. Thank you. He started working on the report. He felt focused. He felt calm. He realized something important. He was not alone. He had support. He had people who could help him. That day, Ethan learned a valuable lesson. Learning English is important, but learning to ask for help is also important. After work, Ethan returned to his apartment. He felt tired but happy. He felt proud. He wrote in his notebook, "Today I face a challenge. I did not understand an email, but I asked for help. I learned the task. I did my work. I am improving." He closed his notebook and looked at the city lights. He felt stronger. He felt ready for tomorrow. The next morning, Ethan woke up with a feeling of confidence. He felt like he was getting stronger. He was learning the city. He was learning his job. He was learning English. He felt proud. He made a simple breakfast and drank his tea. He opened his notebook and wrote a new sentence. "Today I will be brave." He read the sentence and smiled. He knew today might be different. He knew life always brings surprises. Ethan left the apartment and walked to the office. The city looked busy as usual. People were walking quickly. The sound of traffic was loud. Ethan felt calm. He knew his way now. He knew the streets. He knew the bus stop. He reached the office and started his work. The tasks were similar to yesterday. He was more confident now. He understood the process. He sent emails and prepared reports. He felt satisfied. At lunchtime, Ethan decided to go out for a walk. He wanted fresh air. He wanted a break from the office. He walked to a small park near the office. The park was quiet. There were trees and benches. People were sitting and talking. Some were reading books. Ethan sat on a bench and looked at the sky. He felt calm. He took out his phone and checked messages. He saw a message from Daniel. "Hey, Ethan, do you want to meet for coffee after work?" Ethan smiled. He replied, "Yes, sure." He finished his lunch and returned to the office. The afternoon passed quickly. He finished his tasks and felt happy. After work, he walked to the coffee shop where he met Daniel before. The shop was warm and welcoming. Daniel was already there. He waved at Ethan. "Hey, Ethan," Daniel said. "How was your day?" Ethan smiled. "It was good. I learned a lot." Daniel nodded. "That's great. I am proud of you." They ordered coffee and sat at a table. They talked about simple things. Daniel asked about the job. Ethan shared his experience. Daniel listened carefully. He gave advice. He encouraged Ethan. After some time, Ethan checked his bag. He wanted to make sure he had everything. He looked for his wallet. He reached into his pocket, but the wallet was not there. He felt a sudden panic. His heart started beating fast. He looked at Daniel and said, "I think I lost my wallet." Daniel looked surprised. "Where did you last see it?" Ethan thought, "I had it this morning. I used it at the grocery store. I had it in my pocket." Daniel nodded. "Okay, let's stay calm. We will find it." Ethan felt nervous, but he tried to stay calm. He and Daniel started searching the coffee shop. They looked under the table, in the chairs, and around the counter. The wallet was not there. Ethan felt worried. He thought about the money, the cards, and the ID. He felt responsible. He felt scared. Daniel said, "Let's go back to the grocery store. Maybe you left it there." Ethan agreed. They left the coffee shop and walked quickly to the grocery store. The store was still open. Ethan entered and looked around. The shopkeeper recognized him. "Hello," the shopkeeper said. "Can I help you?" Ethan replied, "I think I lost my wallet here." The shopkeeper looked concerned. "Let's check the counter." The shopkeeper checked the counter and the floor. He looked behind the shelves. He did not find the wallet. Ethan felt more worried. He thought the wallet was gone. Then the shopkeeper smiled. "Wait, I think I saw a wallet on the floor." Let me check the security camera. Ethan felt hopeful. The shopkeeper checked the camera and saw Ethan dropping the wallet near the counter. A customer picked it up and left the store. Ethan felt panic again. He did not know what to do. The shopkeeper said, "Do you remember the customer?" Ethan thought. He said, "Yes, I think it was a man wearing a blue jacket." The shopkeeper nodded. "Okay, I will check the camera again and try to see where he went." Ethan and Daniel waited. The shopkeeper watched the camera carefully. After a few minutes, he saw the man leaving the store and walking towards a bus stop. Daniel said, "We should go to the bus stop." They walked quickly to the bus stop. The man was not there. Ethan felt disappointed. Then Ethan saw the man again. He was standing near a small park. The man was holding something in his hand. Ethan walked closer. He said, "Excuse me, sir, did you find a wallet?" The man looked surprised. He looked at Ethan and said, "Yes, I found it on the floor. I was going to return it." Ethan felt a wave of relief. "Thank you so much. You are very kind." The man smiled and returned the wallet. Ethan checked the wallet. Everything was there. The money, the cards, and the ID. Ethan felt grateful. He thanked the man again. The man nodded and walked away. Ethan looked at Daniel and said, "Today I learned something important. There are good people in this city." Daniel smiled. "Yes, always stay calm. Good things happen when you stay calm." Ethan returned home that night with a feeling of relief. He wrote in his notebook, "Today I lost my wallet. I felt scared, but I stayed calm. A kind man returned it. I learned that people can be good." He closed the notebook and went to sleep. Ethan woke up the next morning feeling grateful. He remembered how the kind man returned his wallet. He felt lucky. He also felt more confident in the city. He opened his notebook and wrote a new sentence. "Today I will be positive." He read the sentence and smiled. He wanted to keep a good mindset. He knew that life could be difficult, but he wanted to stay calm and positive. Ethan went to work. The day was busy, but he managed his tasks well. He felt stronger at his job. He understood more English. He felt proud of himself. At lunchtime, Ethan received a message from Daniel. "Hey, Ethan, there's a small gathering tonight at my place. Would you like to come?" Ethan felt nervous. He was not sure if he should go. He thought about the people. He thought about speaking English. He felt a little afraid. But then he remembered his goal. He wanted to make friends. He wanted to improve his English. He wanted to feel comfortable in the city. Ethan replied, "Yes, I will come. Thank you." After work, Ethan returned to his apartment. He prepared himself. He took a shower and changed his clothes. He felt nervous, but he tried to stay calm. He left his apartment and walked to Daniel's building. Daniel lived 2 blocks away. Ethan reached the building and entered. Daniel greeted him with a smile. "Hey, Ethan, you came." Ethan smiled back. "Yes, thank you for inviting me." Daniel led Ethan to the apartment. The place was warm and welcoming. There were a few people sitting and talking. The room smelled like fresh tea and snacks. Daniel introduced Ethan to everyone. "This is Ethan," Daniel said. "He is new in the city." A woman named Sarah said, "Nice to meet you, Ethan." A man named Mark said, "Welcome. It is good to have you here." Ethan smiled and said, "Thank you. Nice to meet you too." They offered him tea and snacks. Ethan felt comfortable. The people were friendly. They were not judging him. They were just being kind. They started talking about simple topics. They talked about work, food, and hobbies. Ethan listened carefully. He answered with simple sentences. Then Daniel asked, "Ethan, do you want to share something about yourself?" Ethan felt nervous. He took a deep breath and said, "I moved here for a new job. I am learning English. I want to make friends and build a new life. The room became quiet for a moment. Then everyone smiled. Sarah said, "That is great. You're doing a good job. Keep going." Mark said, "We are happy to have you here." Ethan felt relieved. He felt accepted. He felt happy. After a while, the conversation became more fun. They played a simple game. Each person had to say a word, and the next person had to say a related word. The game was easy and fun. Ethan participated. He felt his English improving. He felt more confident. Then Daniel said, "Ethan, do you want to join us for a small trip this weekend?" Ethan looked surprised. "A trip?" Daniel nodded. "Yes, we will go to a nearby town. It is a nice place. We will have a picnic. It will be fun." Ethan felt excited. He wanted to go, but he was also worried. He thought about his work. He thought about his responsibilities. Ethan asked, "Will it be okay if I go? I am still new." Daniel smiled. "Of course. You can join us. It will be a good chance to relax and meet everyone." Ethan felt happy. He said, "Yes, I will go." The room cheered. Ethan felt warm inside. He realized that he was not alone. He had friends. That night, Ethan returned to his apartment. He felt tired but happy. He wrote in his notebook, "Today I went to a gathering. I met new people. They accepted me. I was invited for a trip. I feel happy." He closed his notebook and looked at the city lights. He felt like the city was becoming his home. He went to sleep with a smile. Saturday morning arrived. Ethan woke up early and felt excited. He remembered the trip invitation from Daniel. He had been thinking about it all week. Today was the day. He packed a small bag. He took a water bottle, some snacks, and a light jacket. He also brought his notebook. He wanted to write down new words and phrases. He left his apartment and walked to the meeting point. Daniel was already there. Sarah and Mark were also waiting. They smiled when they saw Ethan. "Good morning, Ethan," Daniel said. "Are you ready?" Ethan smiled. "Yes, I am ready." They took a taxi and started their journey. The road was long. The city slowly disappeared behind them. The buildings became smaller. The trees became taller. The air felt fresher. Ethan looked out of the window. He felt calm. He felt happy. He was enjoying the journey. After some time, they reached a small town. The town was quiet and peaceful. There were small shops and friendly people. The streets were clean. The weather was perfect. They found a park near a lake. The lake was calm and beautiful. The water reflected the sky. The trees around the lake looked green and fresh. They found a good spot for a picnic. They spread a blanket on the grass. They placed the snacks and drinks on the blanket. The group sat together and enjoyed the moment. Ethan felt peaceful. He looked at the lake and felt grateful. He realized that life could be simple and beautiful. Daniel said, "Ethan, you should try to speak more. This is a good place to practice." Ethan smiled. "Yes, I will try." They started talking about the town. They asked Ethan about his thoughts. Ethan tried to answer with simple sentences. "I like this place," Ethan said. "It is peaceful. The air is fresh. The people are friendly." Sarah nodded. "Yes, it is a beautiful place." Mark said, "Ethan, do you want to try a small challenge? Let's speak only English for the next hour." Ethan felt nervous. He was not sure if he could do it, but he wanted to improve. He wanted to challenge himself. Ethan agreed. "Okay, I will try." They started speaking only English. The conversation was simple. They talked about the lake, the weather, and the food. They laughed and enjoyed the moment. Ethan felt his confidence growing. He realized that speaking English was not as hard as he thought. He just needed to try. After some time, they decided to walk around the town. They visited a small market. They saw handmade items and local food. Ethan saw many new things. He practiced new words: market, handmade, local, souvenir, traditional, spices, clothes. He repeated the words out loud. He felt excited. They also visited a small museum. The museum showed the history of the town. Ethan listened to the guide. He tried to understand the story. He felt proud of himself. He understood many words. He felt like he was learning faster. As the day ended, they returned to city. Ethan felt tired but happy. He felt like he had grown. On the way back, Daniel said, "Ethan, you did a great job today. You spoke well." Ethan smiled. "Thank you. I feel more confident." Daniel nodded. "Keep practicing. You are improving." Ethan returned home and wrote in his notebook, "Today I went on a trip with my friends. I spoke English for 1 hour. I learned new words. I felt confident. I am improving." He closed the notebook and looked at the sky. He felt calm and happy. He went to sleep, feeling proud. Monday morning arrived, and Ethan felt ready. The weekend trip had given him confidence. He felt stronger and more comfortable speaking English. He was excited to go back to work. He arrived at the office and greeted his colleagues. Everyone looked happy to see him. Sarah smiled and said, "Good morning, Ethan." Ethan replied, "Good morning." Sarah then called him to her desk. "Ethan, we have a small meeting today. I need you to present the report you worked on last week." Ethan felt surprised. He felt nervous. He had never presented in English before. He had never spoken in front of many people. He took a deep breath. He tried to stay calm. Sarah continued, "Don't worry. It will be a short presentation. Just explain the main points. You can do it." Ethan nodded. He felt nervous, but he wanted to try. He wanted to show that he could do it. Ethan went back to his desk and started preparing. He opened his notebook and wrote the main points of the report. He wrote, "The report shows the sales data for last month. Sales increased by 10%. The best-selling product was the new model. The customer feedback was positive. We should continue the same strategy." He practiced speaking the points out loud. He practiced slowly. He practiced again and again. After some time, the meeting started. Ethan sat in the meeting room with his colleagues. The manager was also there. The manager said, "Ethan, please start your presentation." Ethan stood up. His hands were shaking slightly. He felt his heart beating fast. He looked at the people in the room. He tried to stay calm. He began speaking. "Hello, everyone. Today I will present the sales report for last month." He continued with the main points. He spoke slowly and clearly. He made eye contact with the people. He felt nervous, but he kept going. When he finished, the room became quiet for a moment. Ethan felt unsure. He thought they might not be impressed. Then the manager smiled. "Good job, Ethan. Your report is clear and easy to understand." Sarah nodded. "Yes, you did well. You spoke clearly." The colleagues also smiled. They looked supportive. Ethan felt relieved. He felt proud. The manager asked, "Do you have any suggestions for next month?" Ethan thought for a moment. He said, "We should focus on the best-selling product. We should also improve customer support." The manager nodded. "Good suggestions." Ethan felt confident. He realized that he could speak English in front of people. He realized that his hard work was paying off. After the meeting, Sarah came to him. She said, "Ethan, you did great. I am proud of you." Ethan smiled. "Thank you. Your support helped me." Sarah replied, "You are improving quickly. Keep going." Ethan returned to his desk and felt happy. He wrote in his notebook, "Today I gave my first presentation in English. I was nervous, but I did it. My colleagues supported me. I feel confident." He closed the notebook and looked at the city outside the window. He felt proud of his progress. He felt excited for the future. Ethan woke up on Tuesday morning feeling confident. He felt like he was improving every day. He felt proud of himself. He was excited to go to work. He arrived at the office and started his tasks. The work was busy, but he managed it well. He felt comfortable with the routine. During lunch, Sarah approached him. "Ethan," she said, "we have a small test today." Ethan looked surprised. "A test?" Sarah nodded. "Yes, we want to improve our team's communication. The test is simple. You will talk with a client on the phone." Ethan felt nervous. Talking on the phone was harder than talking in person. He could not see the person. He had to understand fast. He had to speak clearly. Ethan took a deep breath. He tried to stay calm. Sarah continued, "Don't worry. The client will be friendly. Just listen and answer. You can take notes." Ethan nodded. "Okay, I will try." Sarah led him to a quiet room. She gave him a headset and a notebook. She explained the rules. "The client will call in 5 minutes," she said. "You can ask for clarification if needed." Ethan sat in the room, waiting. He felt nervous. His hands were shaking slightly. He opened his notebook and wrote a simple sentence. "I will stay calm and listen carefully." He read the sentence again and tried to believe it. After a few minutes, the phone rang. Ethan picked up the call. "Hello," Ethan said. A friendly voice replied, "Hello, this is Mr. Johnson. I have a question about my order." Ethan listened carefully. Mr. Johnson spoke quickly. Ethan tried to understand. He felt pressure. He wrote notes in his notebook. He wrote the important words. Order, delivery, delay, product, tracking number. Mr. Johnson explained that his order was delayed. He was upset. He wanted to know when the delivery would arrive. Ethan felt nervous. He wanted to help. He remembered the phrases he had learned. He said, "I am sorry for the delay. I will check the status and call you back." Mr. Johnson replied, "Okay, please do it quickly." Ethan ended the call. He felt his heart beating fast. He felt worried. He was not sure if he did well. Sarah came into the room. "How was it?" Ethan replied, "It was difficult." He spoke fast. "I tried my best." Sarah smiled. "You did well. You stayed calm and you handled the situation. That is important." Ethan nodded. "Thank you." Sarah said, "Now we need to find the order status. Please check the system and call him back with the correct information." Ethan opened the system and searched for the order. He found the information. He saw that the delivery was delayed due to a shipment issue. The new delivery date was tomorrow. Ethan prepared the information and called Mr. Johnson again. "Hello, Mr. Johnson," Ethan said. "I checked your order. The delivery is delayed. The new delivery date is tomorrow." Mr. Johnson replied, "Thank you for the update. I appreciate your help." Ethan felt relieved. He felt proud. He had solved the problem. He had helped the customer. Sarah came back and said, "Great job, Ethan. You handled the call very well." Ethan smiled. "Thank you. I feel more confident now." That day, Ethan learned something new. He learned that listening carefully is more important than understanding every word. He learned that staying calm helps you think clearly. After work, Ethan returned home and wrote in his notebook, "Today I had a phone call with a client. It was difficult, but I stayed calm. I listened carefully and solved the problem. I am improving." He closed the notebook and went to sleep, feeling proud. Ethan woke up on Wednesday morning feeling calm. The week was going well. He felt proud of his progress. He felt more confident at work, and in English, he arrived at the office and started his tasks. Everything was normal. He was focused. He was doing well. During lunch, he saw a new face in the break room. A man was sitting alone, eating quietly. Ethan noticed that the man looked nervous. He seemed shy. Ethan felt a connection. He remembered how he felt when he was new. He remembered the fear and loneliness. He wanted to help. Ethan walked over and said, "Hello, my name is Ethan. You are new here, right?" The man looked surprised. He smiled slightly. "Yes, my name is Ahmed." Ethan nodded. "Nice to meet you, Ahmed." Ahmed looked relieved. "Thank you. I am new in this country. I don't know many people." Ethan felt a warm feeling inside. He understood Ahmed's situation. He remembered his own first days. He knew how difficult it was. Ethan said, "I understand. I was new here too. It is not easy, but you will be okay." Ahmed smiled. "Thank you. You are kind." They started talking. Ethan asked simple questions. "Where are you from? What is your job? How long have you been here?" Ahmed answered. He spoke slowly and clearly. Ethan listened carefully. He tried to understand every word. Ahmed said, "I am from a small town. I came here for work. I want to improve my English." Ethan smiled. "Me too. I am learning English. We can practice together." Ahmed looked happy. That would be great. They talked for a while. Ethan felt comfortable. He realized that speaking English with someone who is also learning is easier. It helps you feel confident. After lunch, they returned to work. Ethan felt happy. He felt like he had made a new friend. In the evening, Ethan received a message from Ahmed. "Hey, Ethan, would you like to meet for coffee tomorrow?" Ethan smiled. He replied, "Yes, I would like that." The next day, they met at a small cafe. They sat together and talked. They practiced English. They helped each other. Ahmed said, "I struggle with pronunciation." Ethan said, "I struggle with vocabulary." They laughed. They realized that everyone has a weakness. They also realized that they could help each other. They decided to make a plan. They would meet twice a week to practice English. They would speak only English during the practice. They would correct each other politely. Ethan felt excited. He felt motivated. He realized that learning English was easier when you had a partner. After a few weeks, Ethan noticed improvement. His pronunciation was better. His vocabulary was growing. He felt more confident speaking with others. One day, Ahmed said, "Ethan, you are doing great. Your English is very good now." Ethan felt happy. He smiled. "Thank you. You are also improving." Ahmed nodded. "Yes, we are both improving." Ethan realized something important. He realized that learning is not just about studying. It is about connection. It is about support. It is about friendship. That night, Ethan wrote in his notebook, "Today I met Ahmed. He is new like me. We became friends. We will practice English together. I feel happy." He closed the notebook and went to sleep. The next morning, Ethan woke up with a strong feeling of excitement. He looked at his notebook and remembered all the progress he had made. He thought about the first day in the city. He remembered how scared he felt. He remembered the lonely nights. He remembered the struggle to understand simple English. Now, everything was different. He had a job. He had friends. He had confidence. He was improving every day. Ethan walked to the office and felt proud. He greeted his colleagues with a smile. He felt comfortable now. During the morning, Sarah called him to her desk. "Ethan," she said, "I want to give you a new responsibility." Ethan felt surprised. "What is it?" Sarah smiled. "We want you to train new employees. You know the process well now. You can help others learn." Ethan felt honored. He felt nervous, too. Training others meant he needed to speak clearly and confidently. But he remembered his journey. He remembered his progress. He remembered his goal. He nodded. Yes, I can do it. Sarah said, Great, you will start next week. Ethan felt happy. He realized that he was not just improving. He was becoming a leader. He was becoming confident in his English. That evening, Ethan met Ahmed at their usual cafe. They sat together and talked about their progress. Ahmed said, Ethan, you are doing amazing. You are ready to train others. Ethan smiled. Thank you, but I still have more to learn. Ahmed nodded. Yes, we all do, but you have come a long way. They drank their coffee and made plans. They decided to keep practicing together. They decided to help other new people too. Ethan felt grateful. He felt like his life had changed. When Ethan returned home, he wrote in his notebook for the last time, Today I was given a new responsibility. I will train new employees. I am proud of my progress. I will continue learning. I will keep improving. He closed the notebook and looked at the city lights. He felt calm and confident. He realized that the city was no longer strange. It was his home. He smiled and thought, this is only the beginning. Fluency is not about being perfect. It is about being brave, practicing every day and never giving up. Subscribe for more videos.